Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Well, you guys recall the video when I went to pick up my Speedtail and there was a P1 GTR there. I've seen it a couple of times, but I'm starting to think, I wonder how it drives compared to my P1 and if I should be adding it to my collection. So I almost bought one when McLaren first announced the production of the P1 GTR, but they were not street legal. But I hear this one here is being converted at a cost of $700,000 plus to be road legal by Levante. So this is one that I may be adding to the collection. Holy moly, look at that. Well, first I gotta put my racing shoes on.
When did you get these?
I bought them when I was in Europe. Actually, I bought these at Austin, COTA. It was the Circuit of America racetrack. McLaren had an event, and if I can grab my shoes, and they had a little shop there. So I was like, "How much?" Wow, these feel great. I'm not saying I'm gonna buy it, but if I were to buy this car after I take my joyride, and I love it, I would definitely remove all the stickers. This car is originally all yellow. And first idea comes to mind is send it back to factory, have MSO match it to my P1. Satin exposed carbon fiber. Wow, imagine that next to my P1. Woo! Well, Nick, hey, you're always taking my money. This one here obviously is very unique because it's gone through the conversion. It's street legal. And you've had it for a while, which means I can get a great deal. What's the difference between this aside from the conversion? Is there anything on the performance upgrades versus a regular P1 GTR? Or
No,
is it the same?
No, it's the same. So you're taking a P1 GTR, which of course has a little bit more horsepower than what the road-going P1s have.
Yeah.
They've changed the suspension geometry of the car slightly. The aerodynamics are drastically different on the car because of cooling, downforce, and everything. So it's a track-focused vehicle.
Sure.
So those things have changed. But what Lanzante does is when they come in through and do the conversion, they're making the car road going. So they're changing the seats and they're putting normal P1 seats in there instead of having your racing seats in there. These are more of like a road going seat.
Yeah, more comfortable.
They're raising the ride height of the vehicle up. They're adding a lifting system on the car so you can raise the front nose up, which is nice.
I was gonna ask, so how much does that add to the weight, or does it not much?
I'm not sure what the added weight is. I'm not sure, but it's minuscule. It's not a big deal.
But a normal P1 versus GTR is about GTR is 100 pounds about lighter normally,
correct,
right?
Yes.
And 80 horsepower more, right? And then the more downforce with that gigantic wing.
Front splitter. You know, you've got dive planes, the canards down here. And this one in particular was optioned with electric glass windows.
Yeah.
Some guys did the conversion, but they left their plastic slider racing windows. But this one has electric windows in it, which is nice.
Now I know why it costs 700 grand, right?
It's expensive to do the conversion,
Wow.
But some of the cool stuff is they still maintain the fire suppression system on the car, which race cars have.
Yeah.
So you have a way to deploy the fire suppression, disconnect the battery like the race cars have up here in the front, and then also in the rear of the car. And then you still have the pneumatic air jacks on the car as well. Just like a normal P1, you got your two buttons right there, lock and unlock.
Yeah.
Or you can open them manually, but if you open them manually and the car's not locked, the alarm will go off. But everything else that you see on the steering wheel is just like it was on the P1 GTR.
Yeah.
So you're still doing your active button, boost control, aero, manual, or leave it in automatic, iPass button. So a lot of this stuff is very similar to what you have in your P1 right now.
I see. So on it with traction control, it does have traction control, right?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, they've added a whole nother. It's basically like all the same similar ECUs that are in the road-going car.
Yeah.
They've modified those ECUs to put into this race car. So you're going to get traction control and ABS and
your lips right here, just like the Is this to fire it up, or
don't touch that button. Actually, you know what would be? It would actually be really funny to watch you get all foamed out. No. Usually,
red means don't push.
Usually, what we do is you'll see a lot of the race cars. We cover those with tape.
Yeah,
because a lot of people will get in the car and they'll accidentally hit start. No, your start-stop button is here on the steering wheel.
All right. Okay.
They just had a light touch
All right, Nick, this is such a scary monster. I'm gonna let you warm up the tires and tell me about the car, and then we'll swap and I'll take over the wheel.
Okay,
Let's do it.
Good.
All right, guys, I'm gonna be the cameraman. Normal, come on. Just kidding.
Yeah, okay. You can put it in whatever you want when you own it. How's that?
Yeah, sounds like a deal.
Whatever mode you want. Completely different experience than a normal road going P1. The noise is really intense.
So loud.
Because you don't have
This
any,
thing's so loud,
there's
guys.
no sound deadening.
Uh-huh.
You know, you got polycarbonate windows.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Most guys do the headsets with
Yeah.
the microphones so that intercom you can talk to each other, because once we get going, we won't be having a conversation.
This thing's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
No.
I don't know what happened to the screen. It went all white. All right, Nate. Hopefully I didn't have your settings there. Guys, Nick had me screaming and I accidentally messed up the camera setting, so it went all white screen. So just listen to my audio because I messed up the video. Jesus. Mommy! This is ridiculous. Holy.
Tire spin. All right, well, first things first, since
Yes.
Manny's driving, seatbelt on.
Yes, seatbelt's on.
I wish I actually had 6-point harnesses right now. I'm holding this with the Vulcan death grip, Nate, just for you.
Wow. This is an absolute beast. But surprisingly, it's not scary to drive it. It sounds scary, it's super fast, but the car handles so well. I was kind of like a P1.
I was.
Come on, be honest. Well, I did hit pretty top speed, but I can tell you, this was an amazing driving experience. Okay, so turn it off. Neutral. Yeah, I already did that. Not bad. Easy peasy.
So biggest difference between your P1 and this P1?
Oh my god, there's so many. It's much louder, first of all. The acceleration is crazy. I would say not as crazy, but I would say the loudest, and the grip, it's got a much better handle.
How'd that steering wheel feel? I know it's a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a little weird. So the steering wheel, look at how far you gotta reach for your signals, left and right signals. So normally on a car, it's within a reach of your fingers. This one, you gotta actually leave your hand off the steering wheel to turn the signal and come back. I'm gonna go eat lunch because I've learned never negotiate on an empty stomach. But I'm gonna call you this
There's no
afternoon.
negotiation.
Come on, everything's up for negotiation. Let's take one last look. It's like one last look before you marry the person. I don't know, it's so much car. But we have a P1. It is better than my P1. I just don't know if it's better by 2 million plus. People always ask me how I made my money. You see the Bugattis, Paganis, and McLarens? I've got it all from doing real estate. I've been doing that for 30 years. Buying, selling over $800 million. And now I'm here to teach you because you got to learn it to earn it. So check out the links below and see you there.